Yo guys, what's good? FGC Chris here. And yes, I know I said I was going to do this video. I literally recorded it and then scrapped that one, and now I'm doing this one. And yes, we're going to talk about modern versus classic controls, which has been a highly debated topic within the community. And pretty much as soon as Street Fighter 6 came out, pretty much people were very much divided on the modern versus classic. And the whole point that people felt like they were trying to basically kind of have baby mode off for people that, you know, just didn't want to learn the motion inputs and anything. But the more and more fighting games that have come out, from Street Fighter, Tekken, Fatal Fury, I think Grand Blue as well, and now you got the Invincible fighting game, which is basically said they're going to do away with motion inputs altogether, and everything's just going to be a button press, which is definitely sending people into a frenzy. I'm sorry, guys, I'm still sick a little bit, but I'm trying to get through it. But pretty much it's always been a highly debated topic, and on one side I see where the classic controller people are coming from, because I'm still a classic person. I play classic on Street Fighter, pretty much all the games that I play, and that I get it that if you're coming from that kind of background, especially when in games like Street Fighter 4 where you had like one frame links, to now all of a sudden with Street Fighter 6, you basically having basically simple inputs, and basically you could just push, I think Juri is like forward plus a DP, forward plus button special, and you get a DP. You get certain motion depending on which direction you push on the button on the D-pad. So I can definitely understand it, because one frame links in Street Fighter 4 were hard to do. They were not really an easy thing to do. So when Street Fighter 5 came out, they basically took all the one frame links out, and I think people still were not happy with the game because they felt like they were making the games a little too easy. And now with Street Fighter 6 coming out, basically they have really like lowered, I'm not gonna say they lowered the skill gap between like high level players and just average players, but they made it a little more closer to where an average player could still sneak a win off of you, just off of just how the mechanics of the game work. I get where those people are coming from, because it took a long time to kind of learn those skills and refine them, like the DP motions, charge motions, all these things. It took time to learn that stuff, and it's kind of like they feel like people are basically spitting on their legacy and their work. Like, you know how long it took the person to learn a one frame link, and now this person can just do it with the press of a button. But I see it from where the companies are looking at it, because they're looking to grow their player base, and the player base can't get any bigger if a lot of people feel like motion inputs or charge inputs are a hindrance to them coming in. So what do? Street Fighter Capcom created modern mode, which basically takes away all the motion inputs and kind of boils a lot of the stuff down to just either forward button special to get a certain move, a back special to get a certain move, and just so forth and so forth. And for the most part, I think it's probably worked, because Street Fighter 6 has hit 5 million copies sold. A lot of people who normally wouldn't play Street Fighter are playing it. You don't see as many modern control players as you used to see when the game first came out, but you still run into them from time to time. And Capcom is continuing to improve the modern controls. So that's definitely a plus in their direction, because they just did a lot of stuff with gave Juri, I know with hers, with the last patch, they basically gave her more air normals. So now she has access to more air normals in modern. And to me personally, I rather stay with classic, because I just like having pretty much access to all the buttons that character has, and not be kind of limited. And then I don't want to have to deal with the I think it's a 25% damage reduction. So that's another thing I didn't particularly like about that system. Grand Blue had the same system, but they basically, when Rising came out, they basically just did away with it. And now simple inputs in the classic inputs all share the same damage. There's no difference in them, and that was a big deal for a lot of Grand Blue players. Now, as much as people want to complain about it, it's not going anywhere. Like, these companies are seeing that more and more people are willing to pick up fighting games and play because they have those simple inputs, and because they make it a little, they lower the barrier of entry for those players. The thing is, those, like, modern was supposed to be, hey, get into the game, kind of learn it, have fun with it, and then eventually transition over to classic. But it's kind of had the reverse effect with some players, where they look at it and say, well, why would I go to classic when modern is like 10 times better? It's like, I don't have to have the mental stack of a person with a classic controller, as, you know, I don't have to, worry about, oh, did I hit the DP input right? Did I do this right? Like, no, it simplified a lot of things, so it takes a lot of the mental stack off of people. And some people have, even some pros have toyed around with it and pretty much they don't use it as much. You don't see that many. But when it first came out, there was a modern Chun. I think he made it all the way to I think Evo top 8 before he lost. But it showed that this is actually a competitive mode that you can actually use in and out of tournament. And I'm not one of those people that says ban it in tournament. I say, hey, if that's how they learn to play the game and they're used to that, then let it rock. Like, I don't see any problem with modern control, but I guess only time will tell on that whole modern situation. But for my opinion, I'm a classic person. That's kind of just how I grew up, how I kind of learned once I got into the FGC to play, and it's kind of more comfortable for me. But I don't throw no shade at basically people who play modern. Like, our best player in my local scene is a Lily player who plays modern, and I think even if he had modern or didn't have it, he would still be probably the best player in our scene. But you guys let me know what y'all think about this. I'll talk to y'all guys later. Y'all be safe. Peace. I'm out. 3v3